Good morning, my Teaserking family. Well, actually, it's 12:40. I'm coming on a little later just because I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't need to be on so early for games. Um, I don't know. I think it's a good time. We'll see. We'll play around with it. Anyway, hope everybody's well. I was watching my economics show, and they had this guest on, and it really. I don't know. I really get kind of pissed about it. They bring on another idiot. From a personal standpoint, you want to become this. I don't know. I don't really like the guy. He's a Wall Street guy. See, the problem is they bring on these guys that are stockbrokers who are not economists. And they want to talk economics. Oh, my back's kind of hurting today. I need to loosen it up. So the talk was digital currencies and this and that. And I'm like, first of all, they're 10 years away. They can't just make them. Secondly, they can't force you to use them. And they're still going to need paper dollars. So if they think they're not going to be paper dollars, that's the problem when you get guys who aren't economists. The paper dollars are the medium of exchange. That doesn't go away. You still need a medium of it. You can't not have a medium of exchange. All right, so that's step one. They're all like, "Oh, the digital," and then they go into the scare tactics. Well, they're gonna scare you, and you'll have to, or they'll control you. Believe me, these bubbleheads, they don't care about us. All the government cares about is themselves and money, and they're not going to be able to be as corrupt with digital currency. And it's not even here yet. I mean, it's 10 years away. They haven't even started it yet. So if they think, oh, we're going to bankrupt everybody and make them slaves to us, that's Lord of the Rings, right? That's Sauron. How did that work out? It'll never work out. But I wanted to show you how I am pissed right now. So I want to show you what I do. Here's my comments. And I'll show you my comments as a man of my word. So there's 2 comments I did, and I did some more. Let me show you some more. Where's my other comments? I put in like 4 comments. No, they're not. I'm going to go to the newest. All right, here we go. So I start with these 3 comments. So as I'm watching it, I'm getting more and more pissed off because not only do I not want to see a guest, I don't want to see an idiot. So you're wasting my time. Then I add these comments. So as they're saying stuff, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're a bunch of idiots. So let's read them. I'm going to go from the start. Ask the question of why. Who is this guest? Another Keynesian? Like, I'm pissed that you're having guests, and these are Wall Street guys who don't know anything about, they're just salesmen. So what they're saying is, here's what's happening, and all the debt and bankruptcy and the fiat currency, everything we talk about. But we ask the question why. They don't. Why aren't you asking why are they doing it instead of just saying they're doing it? We know they're doing it. Then I say digital currency is 10 years away. They will need new money, digital just for central banks, not people. So the reason of the central bank is so Switzerland can pay Germany and vice versa with the central bank. That's what central banks are, not for the people. So they don't even understand the concept of what is the digital currency. Then they're talking about gold, and I said, well, when will gold go to the real physical price? Gold solves all the problems. I hate these scared type guys who are clueless. In other words, he's talking, the money's going to be away. Well, just fucking buy gold and silver. You get out of it. That's how it does. Instead, what they do is he tries to scare you. Then later on in the show, the guy says, well, what do we do to prevent this? Well, buy gold and silver. Well, fuck, why don't you say that in the conversation you started with? Weak show, talk about gold and silver, not things that won't happen, scaremongers. I'm pissed. Why have guests who are Wall Street guys? We need economists like the Teaser King. Speak about physical gold. This bald guy's an idiot. Central banks are buying gold as a substitute for the U.S. dollar. Hello. They haven't even caught that concept of why the central banks are buying gold. He thinks it's to shore up their balance sheet because it's in dollars. No, it's the substitute. It's the competition of the dollar is gold. Gold's the competition. These guys, that's why you need economists on the show. So he's trying to say, well, they're buying gold to protect themselves. No, they're buying gold because they don't want dollars. They know the dollars are collapsing. Why don't you ask the question, why are they blowing up the system instead of talking about the obvious, Professor? That's what I think of these idiots. The problem is they'll never respond to me. They don't have the balls. They never contact me. I say that all the time. I say they're looking for guests. I said, have me on. I'll straighten everybody out. But they never contact me. And then they bring on these morons. And then that's another reason I get a little pissed. It's like, what the fuck? Why aren't you contacting me? It pisses me off because I would straighten everybody out. I purchased more. This sounds like Bobby. I purchased more silver this week. It was the most difficult purchase to date. I tried about 6 dealers. Well, just go to my store. I'll go to my store today and buy some more. I'll report in for tomorrow. It absolutely has to do with money and control. These are psychopaths that need to be brought out to pasture. So where's all the Gandalfs and the Aragons if that's what's happening? It would take over 35,000 years to count from 1 to a trillion. That is the enormity of this figure. Okay, whatever. Are we looking at an Orwell 1984 future? Implement all you can to be as independent, resourceful, as self-reliant. No attempt in history for one, or whatever. The whole idea of connecting any real-world item to any digital code is laughable on its face. But everyone is so moronic now that $1 trillion of fraud, so I agree with this guy. See, that's exactly what I'm saying. You don't know what to price anything in digital dollars. See, again, it's just a lot of scare tactics. CFTC reporting on hold due to cyber attack on ION. Everybody flying blind since last week on January. Robert Kluntz from Gold explains the issue. So does the professor. Bill, is basically impossible to get stock certificates these days. Criminal banks, simple conclusion. The Fed's in on it. Who's going to do it? It's just like it's like Madoff. If the SEC's in on it, they're not going to do anything. So if you think that the government's going to help prosecute these idiots, you're out of your fucking minds. Anyway, so So that's the show today. I don't really recommend it at this point. I think it's a waste of time for. I'll watch it, but I don't like. Are we close to becoming a cashless society? It's impossible. Even if you go to digital, it's cash. You can't just make up paper. I mean, the whole topic and the whole heading is freaking ridiculous. You have an economy. Why do you have money in the first place? Because it's a medium of exchange. So you get value. So we're not going to work. We're not going to get money in. What the fuck are you talking about? And then they're going like, well, they'll make stuff with gold and silver cheaper. No, the gold and silver is going to buy the paper dollars, you idiots. God, they're so fucking stupid. Gold and silver are like a Mickey Mantle card. You're going to sell it. What do you think you're going to do with your Mickey Mantle card? It's going to lose its value? I don't fucking think so. And then what do you think is going to happen? It's just going to go, how do you think you're going to sell stuff? What are you going to do at an auction? What are you going to do at a casino? Oh, we're going to use digital dollars? I mean, really? And the casinos are going to close down because, how are they going to collect money? Are you kidding me? This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It has zero chance of happening. They will print new dollars. They're not digital. Is just for central banks. It is not for banks. It is not for individuals. So these morons, we got 350 million people in the U.S. You're going to have 350 million accounts in the federal central bank, really? Or the digital currency is going to be for everybody, really? We see how good that happens with stock, with tax returns. Oh yeah, we can't issue refunds for 6 months. I mean, give me a fucking break. So what I'm saying is, pardon me. What I'm saying is when I hear these guys give the doom and gloom, moronic, well, we'll all be slaves and we won't be able, they'll track what we do. They track what we do now. Do we have a cell phone? All my WhatsApp conversations I have with my girl in Russia, my girl in Ukraine and Romania. I mean, if they want them, they have them, but they don't. What are they going to do with them? Oh, hi, how are you today? Yeah, I love you too. Okay, what are you going to do with that? You give a fuck? So it's already there, but they want money. So they want us to travel. And so what? Europe's just going to collapse because of what? I mean, it's insane. Just a second. So I wanted to show you something. So anyway, the fact that they do, so what are you going to do with the NFL? It's just going to walk away and you're going to pay them all in digital currency. And if they do, if they have girls or drugs, they're going to suspend them? Really? And the billionaires are just going to, it's all the billionaires are just going to sit there and go, yeah, this sounds like a good idea. We'll make everybody slaves. That sounds like the stupidest thing. Okay, there's not Sauron. This is not Lord of the Rings. We're not all going into darkness with a God King, okay? As much as Klaus wants to do it, believe me, he's fighting Putin. I'm sure Putin doesn't want to do that. If Putin wanted to do it, he'd have nuked everybody by now. Why have slaves? Just nuke them. So then you don't have to worry about it. Excuse me. The idea of a digital dollar is between central banks. So one country can send money to the other country without going through the U.S. It is not for individual use. Okay, let's clear that up. What the fuck are these guys talking about? This is the problem when you have a Wall Street guy on. So I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Anyway, I don't like when they do that because they miss the point. They get people off track. They get people thinking the wrong things. We're supposed to be down track A. They've got us in track B going, oh, there'll be digital currency. Then, the bottom line is we already know, buy gold and silver. We've been talking about it for a fucking year and a half. What are you talking about with this shit? So that's what really is sort of upsetting, that they really don't get when they got these idiots coming on going, oh, they're going to, we'll all be prisoners and we need our own water and our own electricity and our own food and our own money. Like, dude, okay, seriously? No, that's not what we need. And that's not what we're really not. I'm not capable of being a farmer. I can just move away. Yeah, okay, maybe you're got $1 million scamming people on Wall Street, but the rest of us are workers. And what am I going to do? I can't do. I'll just build a little farm and plant tomatoes and carrots. I mean, what the fuck kind of answer is that? Be self-sufficient, be that. The best thing we can do is buy gold and silver, which will allow us to then go to the farmers who are farming and saying, here's an ounce of silver. Take care, give me food, and I'll eat the food that way. So what are the electric companies and the power companies and the gas companies all going out of business? Is this what the fuck you're trying to say? I mean, that's just stupid. All right. My Russian girlfriend's got a tooth problem. She needs her tooth. She needs an implant, I guess. She lost a tooth. Anyway, so let's give you reality. A Ukrainian girlfriend in Poland with their son. She asked to extend aid to refugees, but was refused. I laughed and laughed, but I always had to be in Poland. So because she goes back to the Ukraine, they won't give her the thing. So she should live in Poland, but Poland's very expensive. Knew that there would be no payment, but I hoped. It's expensive to live here and rest here. She's taking her son skiing, right? Right on the slide at the ski place is $50 US. Skis, helmet, and entrance ticket. Costume, glasses, and gloves are not available in the rental. So if you want a ski suit and ski glasses and gloves, they're not available in the rental. Polish is like 4.5 times the dollar. So $1 will buy you 4.5 Polaskis or whatever they call them. Just call them Poland dollars. Poland, $95 for one time in the thermal springs for one person. So 1 hour, one person, 95 to, I guess it's the hot tub, right? Or whatever the thermal would be hot. So hot springs. So that's $25 for an hour in a hot spring. She says, what can I do? Now, McDonald's, 2-person, 100 Polish things for McDonald's for them both to eat, which is roughly, let's call it about $20, which probably is about right. McDonald's raising their cost. So you get hamburger fries and a Coke, probably now is $10. I don't know. I haven't never eaten at McDonald's until my kids were there. Hey, Bobby. Well, I'm so Jenna, my Ukrainian girlfriend's in Poland visiting her son, and I'm reading what's going on there. So this is all very expensive for her. McDonald's, 2-person, 100 Polish, which is basically about $22. But for McDonald's, which should be $5, so it should be $10. There's 40 Polish. Now, I don't know why she can. I guess they don't have a dollar menu there. She could at least get the little hamburger and a little fries. So I guess she's looking at the meal for 100. Says that's expensive. I said, that's inflation. Now you understand why we buy gold and silver. And she says, I know, you're very smart. Here's it coming to the fore in fucking Poland, right? I said, well, why don't you just go have a drink and walk in the snow? That shouldn't cost you. She says, the drink's too expensive. So she's in the room. She said, dinner for me and my son. She paid 230 Polish things, which is, let's say, a $60 dinner for her and her son. $60. I don't know what they got. And I said, wow. So this is what's going on in Poland. So when I tell you inflation, and I tell you gold and silver, and I tell you, now you can see it hitting home. Problem is I can't send her money to Poland because the only thing I can do, well, I might be able to send her PayPal, but I can't. And Hoa, and if I'm pronouncing it wrong, Miss Martinez, I apologize. Have an amazing day. Thank you for your information. It's my pleasure. That's why I'm here, to educate and give you the truth. You have a nice day too. So that's what's happening. So I can't send her money to Poland because in the Ukraine, PayPal won't work anymore. So I send her on RIA, RIA, which is international, which is like Western Union. I send her $200 in U.S. She gets it in U.S. She goes to the bank, and they give her the money. So it works fine. But when I try sending it to Poland, it won't work. Now, maybe if she had a Polish email, I could then use PayPal to Poland, which I believe I probably could. But when I try RIA to Poland, I can't do it. There's no option for it in Poland, probably because they use PayPal. So RIA will not work, so I can't send her any more money. So she's, she's in a fucking war. So for her, there's no bombs going off. She's fine. So she's in a nice hotel, and I would have told her when she went to dinner, instead of spending $60 on that, look for a different, just eat cheaper and try. But I mean, McDonald's, I can't. Well, that's about $25. Well, let's look. What is the PLN? I'll get you the exact. Um, so let's go to. Let's see exactly what the PLN is going for today. So, Bobby, did you watch our guy Friday morning with Bill Halter, some idiot? Anyway, I showed my negative comments to those clowns. I says, if you really want somebody smart, you need an economist. You need the professor on. But they never contact me, so it's like, fuck them. So let's see. FX rates. The dollar to the Polish. Let's see. What do they call it? So many countries. It's the Polish zloty. It's 446. So on a McDonald's is $100. Why did that do that? All right, so it's 446. So you type in 100 here. So McDonald's at 100 is 22. Where is that? There. So 100 Polish is 22.42 if they give you fair thing. Now, what I would use my credit card there and just worry about paying it later. That's what I would use. So $22 for McDonald's. So let's go to our free market, laissez-faire economics, Austrian economics market. Market is where? In Poland, yeah. And then she's Ukrainian. So the market for McDonald's in, let's say, Poland, because that's where we are, I would say it should be $5. You should be able to get a burger and fries on maybe $6. So the market for the two is $12. You're selling it at 22, provided you can get it, you get equal value for your dollar. The market's 6, it's 22. How crowded do you think McDonald's is? Now, this is near a hotel, so it's more on a resort, so it's more on a vacation, not in a city, I don't believe. So she's trying to go skiing, but maybe she's looking at the McDonald's near the hotel, but in a nice city. So again, your market is not $22, but McDonald's wants to sell it at 22 for two. I'm assuming it's a hamburger, fries, and a Coke, right? I assume. What else are they going to be serving that she's that? Now I would question her. Just get fucking French fries, or they must have a dollar menu. But keep in mind, the dollar menu is going to be $5 a piece. So that's $10 for the dollar menu right off the bat if she gets fries. So for her to get hamburger and fries, it's probably 5 and 5 is 10. That's $20 if she just gets the small hamburger and the small fries. So needless to say, McDonald's won't be open too long in Poland because that's not what the market is. Who has 100 Zlotskys, Zloty, Zloty, who has 100 Zloty to eat at McDonald's? I mean, that's almost $25 to eat at McDonald's. You got to be fucking kidding me. I better go out and buy more meat and steak and stuff. Bobby, I'm off for more silver like right after this show. But that's what you're going to need to keep value. So that's what's going on in Poland and all of Europe. The prices are going up, and it's coming here. Now, I started the show by talking digital currency because of this moron. So we had this moron on. So on our show today, we had this Bill Holter, some bald guy, wears a cowboy hat. And look at the heading. Are we close? Are we close to becoming a cashless society? I don't even understand the comment. The fuck do you mean cashless society? How can you not have cash? Okay, what are you going to use for medium of exchange? All right, so this guy doesn't even know how to ask the right question, and I like this guy. I like our England guy. How are you cashless? You can't be cashless. Now the question is it digital? Or are you going to have this, or are you going to have gold? Now these guys are so clueless; they don't understand that you don't use the gold to buy the McDonald's. So you're not going to McDonald's with gold or silver. You're not going with McDonald's with an ounce of silver saying, here you go. You're going to the bank with the silver to buy this, whatever this will be. And then you're going to go take this, whatever the new this is, to buy you McDonald's. So you, as the silver goes up in price, you get more of these. That's the idea, right? Silver and gold go up in price. So instead of buying 25 of these, it now buys 2,000 of these. That's what you take to the grocery store and the restaurants. I didn't even get that concept right. I'm getting too smart for myself because these guys are, the more they talk, the less they know. So no, you're not taking silver to the grocery store. You're going to exchange it. You have to have this. This is the medium of exchange. Why the fuck do you think we have it now? Because you have to have it. Now, yes, we have credit cards and debit cards. Does not make it cashless. We're just not carrying the dollars around, but we still need something. We have dollars in my debit card is dollars. Right. So when I get the debit card, right? So if this is my debit card, numbers on the back, and I have $300 on it, which is my poker money. So here's $300 play poker. Here's the debit card. So if I put the debit card back, if I put the money back in the bank, I get $300 on the debit card. Without this, then I have nothing on this. So this is just a vehicle to get, instead of carrying this around, you carry this. Do I give a fuck? No, because it goes into the bank and it goes on the card. So I still have to load the card with money. There's no genie. There's no magic that puts money on the card. So I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Are we going to be a cashless society? I mean, this is still not cashless. Maybe you're not using this directly, but you're using it. If you don't put it here, you're not using this. The credit cards are the same thing. You've got it and you're putting it down. Now I'm ready to go play poker because I pulled out my 300. But the point is, this is not worth anything. That we know. And this only works if you have money on it. So it will never be cashless. It's impossible because that's what economics is. That's why they invented it. That's why they invented a medium of exchange. It used to be tulips. It used to be cows, So let's go back to tulips then. Only you can't print tulips. So in Holland, they use tulips for money. I'll give you 5 tulips for milk and bread. And they would take them. So you can't get away from that concept that go away. You can make it digital money, but you still need money, even if it's digital, which I don't know the difference between digital and a debit card. What is the difference? There is no difference. They can block you now the same as they can block you with digital. If I don't have a balance on my credit card, they deny me, right? No, you got 5,000 on your credit card. You're at 5,000. You're at the limit. We decline the transaction until you pay us. So I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Digital, cashless society. That's a terrible term. It doesn't mean anything. Well, the terminology doesn't mean anything. My girlfriend's in Poland trying to ski. What do you mean cashless? She's going to use her digital currency card. How's it going to work in Poland? She's Ukrainian. How would it work there? I'm U.S. How are you gonna figure out what my U.S. digital currency is worth in Poland? You got exchange rates? It's all one rate. How the hell can it be all one rate? This is the problem people don't fucking understand. They don't understand the market. So if I'm an accountant in Poland, I make whatever in Poland dollars because that's what they sell it at. So they can't pay me the 100 grand I make here in US dollars. So if I'm in Poland, you need to pay me what, 450,000 zlotys to get me to my 100,000 US. And how does it work? So I'm traveling there. I want to go skiing. I want to go eat at McDonald's and pay 100 plotskis. How's that going to work? It won't work. That's the point. You have to have each country with their own currency, even if you blow it up as you're printing it to death, and every country's doing the same thing, that's where you ask the question, who's fucking in charge, Sauron or Klaus Schwab or Charles Schwab or J.P. Morgan or Soros? Like, okay, it's a stupid idea, and it won't work. And everybody, digital currency, yeah, it's not even ready. The U.S. cannot go to. They haven't even started yet. And if you think this government's going to do it, what happens when the new president comes in 2 years? And he says, you know what, I'm not in favor of the digital currency. We're going to start printing again or whatever the fuck. I mean, sorry, it ain't going to happen. It's impossible to happen. You can't get prices. You can't travel. Oh, they just won't let you travel. And how do you think the airlines business is going to say that? How about what do you think Vegas is going to do when they, you can't get on the plane to go gamble in Vegas? You think Vegas is just going to sit there and go, well, that's the digital currency? I mean, come on. So what are all these people who come from Macau to go to Vegas? How are they gonna buy chips? How are they gonna pay for their rooms? Well, we have digital currency. It's like, what's it worth in Vegas? We don't, we know what it's worth in Macau. It's not going to be worth the same. So you're saying there's going to be one currency and it's all going to be worth the same? Yeah. Okay. Off to the loony bin with you. It's impossible because everybody has different skill sets and pays different amounts. And how are you going to adjust? Russia's got it's 70-1 for Russia, right? It's 4.5 for Poland to the US dollar, which is totally corrupted and totally inflated to shit. So the US dollar collapses. What's the Russia dollar going to be worth? What are wages and food in Russia going to be? And in Poland and in the Ukraine and in Switzerland? And are all these countries supposed to just fold up? Well, we won't take money anymore. Well, you missed the whole point why there is money. People need to buy goods and services. That's the point of it. You have to have that to buy goods. I go to work. Bobby's a baseball player. They're going to pay him in something. He's got to then spend the money to pay his rent and eat food and buy clothes. So you what are you going to give him? Oranges? Banana? Here, Bobby, we're going to give you 6 million bananas to play for us. I mean, what the fuck? The money is the medium of exchange. That's what money is, and you'll never get away from not having money. And J.P. Morgan, who prints the fucking money, is never going to give up his monopoly. Now, the gold price and silver price, that's going to be hard to keep down. And I know Phil had good questions yesterday. And basically, see, Bobby, I'm eating my avocado just for you at 1 o'clock. So, yes, that's the problem. That the gold and silver's been held down because it's the competition to the dollar, and JP Morgan doesn't want competition. And you think this moron, his little guest would know that, but he doesn't, right? They don't, well, they'll come out with prices in gold and it'll be different. No, idiots. No, they'll be dollars, right? They'll always be dollars. And the central bank digital currency is between central banks, between countries. That's what it's for. That's it. Nothing else. So, I mean, that's basically what is happening. And when I get guys like this and they're supposed to be helping us and they're hurting us and they don't know what they're talking about, that's the problem. So, in a nutshell, you have to have dollars. You have to have medium of exchange, be it tulips, be it, I don't know, Kleenex, cans of tuna, whatever. You have to have a medium of exchange. So I can go to McDonald's and take Jenna to McDonald's and we can buy food. Although we don't go there, we go to steakhouses when I'm with her. So I said, well, when we meet, then I'll make it up to you because I can't send her money. But that's the problem. So everybody just thinks there'll be a digital currency, but they don't understand that A, it's not anywhere ready. B, they won't. It's a choice like crypto. It's like, oh, we're going to come out with crypto and everybody will have to use it. No, they'll still have to have dollars. There's no way around the dollars. And if they want to kill everybody, then have them nuke everybody. I mean, just, put us in a concentration camp and nuke us. I mean, if that's your plan to kill us all, then whoever has that plan needs to be executed. Okay, let's put it that way. If anybody's that stupid, we need to execute them. But as far as I'm concerned, the digital currency is central bank to central bank. And as far as I'm concerned, you cannot get away from medium of exchange. It's impossible. And this is why I get pissed. You need an economist to explain this, not a fucking Wall Street guy who doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a salesman. It's like me trying to read how to hit a baseball, right, Bobby? I'm trying to learn by reading a book on Mickey Mantle, how to hit a baseball, or Ted Williams, how to hit a baseball. I can't hit it reading a book. I got to actually get in the batter's box and face 100-mile-an-hour pitching to learn how to fucking hit the pitching. And it's like saying, well, we won't have pitching anymore. We'll just have the pitching machine. We'll just guess what it'll be worth. I mean, it's so stupid. You have too many dollars. You got baseball players and football players and bankers and accountants. They all make different amounts. How are you gonna pay them? And what happens if it blows up? Your digital account doesn't work. Okay, I'll go starve. I mean, it's a sad idea these guys are shouting out on my show, and I don't like it because they're just clueless. You going to the casino tonight? Maybe tonight or tomorrow. Yeah, I think so. So I got to get that because of my personality type. I get the feeling to go, right? So it's like, okay, let's go play poker. We're going to win. And so I got to wait for that gut feeling, which is pretty good tonight. Tomorrow I get the Chinese. So I could go tomorrow if I feel like it. Is the casino big out there? Do you mean popular or do you mean size-wise? It's big, MGM. It's not like Vegas, but it's a nice size casino. There's 3 of them downtown Detroit. Is it popular? I assume that's really what your question was. People go, there's a lot of people playing slot machines. Poker was pretty crowded on the weekends, Friday, Saturday. So for that standpoint, it is. I just think it just gives people something to do, and I think they play slot machines because they're scared to play blackjack at the table or at the poker room. And I think they're just scared because that's the type of personality they are. It's like, oh, good, I want to gamble, but I don't want anybody to see, because I think the more I think about myself, what I am, and how I scare everybody because I'm so powerful. Think of me as a wizard, right? So I can do a lot of magic, and people like get scared of it because they don't understand it. I think a lot of people are just they don't want to admit they're wrong. They don't want to, they just want to be themselves in their own little world. And I think then they all go play slot machines, and the casinos make a fortune because all these people lose their ass at it. Anyway, so I think that answered your question. There's three of them there, or, people go down to play, to get out on a Friday night, I guess. I don't think on a Tuesday night they're that crowded, but on a Friday night, it'll be crowded. What happens is the hockey and the basketball, all sports are downtown now. And obviously there's no football or baseball now, but if there's a hockey game or a basketball game, people will park there, walk to the game, and then walk back and then go play. The problem is the restaurants are terrible. They're over market. So when I used to go get a bowl of chili at like the bar restaurant, which would have a bar and the TVs. I don't even eat there. I mean, it's like, $10 for chili. Yeah, keep it, fellas. Again, they're living in fantasy land where the market's here, and they're trying to sell it here because they're saying, well, you're at the MGM and you're not going to leave it to go get food. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat dinner before I go. And so instead of having me have the buffet with you, I'll go get barbecue, then I'll go down, and then I don't need to eat, or I'll bring, something to snack on. Yes, I remember when I used to go out here a lot. I would try to get friends or family to come with me to Tuesday table, and they would make a big thing of it and just stay on slots. Yeah, most people are shy, I find, or they don't like to look bad. I think it's a lot of Carmen doesn't like to do things if she doesn't know how, because she'll look bad and she doesn't want to look bad. So I find all these interesting things dating these girls from all these countries. So Carmen's beautiful. She's a model, but if she doesn't know how to do something, she won't want to look bad. It was funny with her in Vegas. She sits there and she says, these girls, they don't know how to dress. They don't know how to walk. I go, well, why don't you open up a YouTube site? How to walk and talk and dress as a pretty girl. I'm always thinking. I would end up at the two tables alone, and they would often be on the other side playing slots. Felt like I was better off riding alone in the first place, if that's the case. Yeah, I would go with the Russian guy, and that I knew from swim at another place I used to swim at. Oh, he actually was Ukrainian from Lviv, which is the one near Poland, which is where Jenna's near. And he would just play slots or video poker or something, and I'd go play poker. And what I didn't like, he says, well, how long are you going to be? And I go, I don't know. It's when I hit a big hand, I'm ready to leave. But if I'm down, I'm waiting for the big hand. And that could take 10 minutes or 10 hours. I don't know. But leave me alone. I'm going to wait till I hit some big hands, and then we can leave. And it might be 5 minutes, and it might be 2 hours. So if you want to come with me, you've got to understand that. So he did. And usually it wasn't too long, but it was kind of like, oh, I'm ready to go. I'm tired. And I'm like, well, then drive yourself. I don't need to drive you. And I felt he started taking advantage of me because I would drive every time. And I'm like, okay, fine. Why don't we share this? I'll drive today. You drive next week. Why are you coming with me and I'm driving you and then dropping you at your house, which is out of the way? Like, why don't you try driving a few times? See, that kind of shit offends me. Like, now you're using me and, drive me to the casino. I'm going to play slots. And when I'm done, I want to go. And I'm like, I'll go when I want to go, and I'm going to go play poker at a real table with real people, and I don't have to worry about the bad odds at the slot machines. So yeah, I'll probably play poker there, but that's really all I think. Last time I played when the Ohio State Georgia game was on, I couldn't play poker because I'm focusing on the game. So I did play like video blackjack for 50 cents or something, and I won like $10 or something like that. So I did that, but it was fine. But the odds are terrible there. The games are so rigged. They, like I said, it's very. Plus, go find a blackjack table that isn't $50 on a Friday night. I don't know. I take a walk around to see if anybody's at the table, and usually they're not. The tables are full, are like the $10 and $15, but you probably can't find a 10. Probably the $15 or $25 tables are full with the bad odds. So the casino's like, we'll really get them. We'll give them shitty odds and $25, and we'll fuck everybody over. So let's carry this to digital dollars. So, all right, we'll have digital dollars. Well, who's going to go to the casinos? Here's digital dollars. What if these guys are, drug dealers, right? They make their money under the table, or just all black market, right? Whatever they're selling. And they don't have digital dollars, but they want to go to the casino. And the casino wants them because they don't care, right? I need butts in the seats. So what do you think is going to happen? They don't have digital dollars. How are you going to, how do you determine value? Okay, right now, let's say there's $25 blackjack tables. What are you going to do with digital dollars? What is the digital dollar going to be worth? And as we spoke, is it going to be the same in every country? Which is impossible, but maybe they'll try to do it until they figure out it won't work, because people that's what you've got is this floating currency rate. So all the currencies are different. So let me walk you through that. So here's, all right, so 100 Plotskys are $22. So let's go to the pound sterling. And we will look at 100 pound sterlings are $120. So how is the pound sterling, which is British, versus the Polish zloty, which is $4 to the dollar? This is less. This is $1.20, so $1. So let's do it we can do it in hundreds. So here it costs you $120 to get 100 British pounds. There it costs you $22 to get 100 Plotskys. Let's go to Russia. So while we're in Russia, look at that. $100 buys you 7,000 rubles. So when I give my girl $100, she gets 7,000 rubles. And what the fuck does that buy her? A glass of milk and bread. I mean, it doesn't buy anything. But how are you going to coordinate all this into the same, right? How can you possibly do this? It doesn't make any sense. You're going to have one digital currency. And then if you keep them, so the ruble digital currency is going to be in rubles, the dollar digital currency is going to be in dollars. So you're going to have all these different digitals worth all this different money. So good luck with that one. All right, that's your first problem. And then, so the key is if I have 1,000, if I have rubles and I want to buy Swiss francs, then I should be able to do it. That's the point of the digital currency. It's sort of like this college shit where it's license for likeness or their face. All that's about is so they can sell T-shirts with Bobby Bo's face on it or name on it. It has a little, baseball shirt that you can buy for $20 in the souvenir shop in the bookstore, and Bobby gets a percentage of it. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, I don't know. Oh, we got to pay the guy $100,000 to come. What is that? No. It's a likeness. It's to sell bobbleheads and T-shirts that nobody fucking wants anyway, unless it's just superstar. But otherwise, that's what it's supposed to be. Digital currency. I can go see. I can't even go to Russia now. If I went to Russia now with this, I couldn't buy it because they don't accept U.S. dollars. So are they going to accept U.S. digital dollars? Is it going to be U.S. digital dollar? This is the part that makes no sense. And then how do you value it? What is my 100 worth in digital dollars? Oh, we're going to keep it in 100, and is that going to buy me McDonald's? Going to cost me 100? So if McDonald's is what, $10 for a burger and fries and a Coke now, what's it going to be when we go digital? How are you going to fluctuate it? And then they got to buy their meat and their fries. How much are they going to pay for that? How do you get the new market, right? And that's really what I'm bitching about, is going, you can't do it. This is there for a reason. You need to print. Why is the euro and the yen coming out with new dollars in 2024? So the digital dollar will be Bitcoin, right? It'll be, we have it, and then you're going to have this. And there's no way around it. And that's what they're not telling you. These guys aren't smart enough to realize they will always need this. You cannot get away from this. You need the medium of exchange. It's been around since the Roman Empire, 2,000 years ago. And you're not going to get away from it because that's what you need. That is Say's Law. That is Adam Smith. That's economics. You must have it. Otherwise, why did they invent it? Now, these idiots are putting it into oblivion. Okay, slap their hand. Why isn't somebody taking JP Morgan off of it? Or why isn't somebody taking the government and saying, go fuck yourself and throw them all in jail? And then let's stop printing these dollars to death where you've now ruined the currency. So the question nobody's asking is, why are they doing it? I always thought it's because of China. China's got the gold as the way to compete with this and to substitute this for gold. That's why they got the gold. They keep thinking, well, this way they'll protect themselves when their dollar goes. Well, it doesn't matter. The way the laws are written, they won't have any problem anyway because they're the ones who do the law. Who's going to convict them? JP Morgan never goes to jail, so why would they go to jail now? So that's such bullshit. They have the gold as competition, substituting the dollar for the gold. That's why they have the gold, period. No other reason. And they won't get rid of the dollar, and they'll revalue the gold in dollars. They should just have gold as the money, but they won't because they can't print it. And there's always the dark lords out there who want to print this to death, JP Morgan. So therefore, the gold and silver will go up in value, but this will come back as a new this, and we'll be spending that because there's no other fucking way. Now, to go move into the country and become a farmer and have a generator, well, I don't know how you'd heat and electric your house. I don't think it's that easy to just electric your house and heat your house on your own. We're not electric. We're not utility companies. Like, what's the fucking, this guy's so fucking stupid. Well, we'll just be our own. No, it doesn't work like that. You can't be your own, moron. We can't all be farmers and grow our food and get out of the system. Because the other thing is, the people, the utility companies, they'll go broke. Well, they have a lot of money. Do you think they want to go broke? No. I mean, the car companies, they're not going to go broke. All these companies, you think Microsoft with all their billions of dollars is going to go, they're just going to walk away? Well, we won't have customers. That'll be okay. I mean, these guys are out of their fucking minds. That's where the shit really hits the fan, and where they're not thinking, and where the whole thing falls apart. Coca-Cola. Well, how am I going to buy Coke? Well, you use digital dollars. What are you talking about? You're going to blow up the whole economic system with this digital currency, or everybody's going to keep their job. So everybody keeps their job, and and we use digital currency. But what if they don't take this? I don't take digital currency. How do I get a digital account? What if I don't want a digital account? So how do I do Teaser King if I don't want to do digital currency? Well, you're going to pay me in gold and silver, I guess, or this, whatever this is. And it's so stupid. So I just don't see it working. I don't see how it's all. You're going to set new prices. Nobody's ready. I talked to the barbecue guy. He's not ready for it. The gold store, they're not ready. I can pay him in credit card. What am I going to? I'm going to pay you in digital dollars. I mean, you think they're going to take that? I mean, half the merchants aren't going to take it because they've had problems with credit cards where somebody said, "Oh, I didn't get it." And they lost like 20 ounces of gold. They made a sale for 20 ounces of gold. The guy pays them, gets the gold, and then says, I didn't get it. And he fights it and disputes it with Chase or Visa. And they say, yeah, you're right. You win. And the guy at the store lost out on 20 ounces of gold. Says, I won't take it again. You think he's going to take digital dollars where the same thing can happen, where all of a sudden somebody pulls the switch like this idiot did on whatever the crypto, and he lost $20 million. You think that's same thing's gonna happen? You think anybody's gonna trust digital? Fuck no. Oh wait, it doesn't work. The internet's out. Well, I guess you don't. We can't eat dinner tonight, honey. Do we call the coin store guy before going to the store to ask how much he will buy it for, or how would we know how much we are getting when selling? His name was Sam Bankman. Oh, that's a good. You think that's his? Oh, Sam Bankman Fried. Can we call him like the Anvil or Macho Man or something like that? See, I try to ignore all that shit. This Sam Fried guy this is the problem with crypto, and this is going to be the problem with digital. Somebody's going to flip the switch and you're fucked. The coin store guy, before going to the store to ask how much he will buy it for, or how would we know how much we are getting when selling? You just look at spot, right? So you go to my coin place. So at this point, I go to this site, goldprice.org, and I punch it in. Oh, geez, at 10 o'clock it was down. So right now the spot's 1841. That's what you would get. So you go here and you do that. Look at 10 o'clock. Oh, it dropped, and then at 10:05 it zooms up. Amazing how 10 o'clock does it. This is how you make money on fixes, right? So when you go to the coin store, well, you don't have gold. If you had gold, you'd get 1841. If you do silver, you're going to get 2173 for silver spot. You're buying it for 25, but that's now. Soon it'll be, a couple of zeros after it. And again, you've got to realize it's being fixed and derivatives and paper and not physical. So as people realize the only out is gold and silver, that's when that'll be competition for digital, right? So we'll substitute this for digital and or gold. We'll be in the gold camp, but you still need some trigger of money to load onto your debit and credit cards, right? So even if you use it as a debit and credit card, you still need money on the card to use it. It's not just by magic. Well, I got 20 grand on my credit card. I'll just use it. And I don't have money to pay it back. Yeah, okay. Bullshit. That's not going to work. So that's what's going to happen. After he did that, people started calling him scam, bankrupt, fraud. I would have called him Jim the Anvil Neinhardt, I think. And then he could play with his beard and stuff like that, because that's about what he, would be. But this is my point. You got these scammers out there. What do you think is going to happen with digital dollars, right? There's going to be the Macho Man pulling the lever, and then he steals all the money, and then your money's gone. And since it's not money, then what are you going to do? You're fucked, right? Oh, I had 5,000, whatever we're calling it, in my digital account. Sorry, nothing we can do. Somebody scammed us. Since it's not real money, we can't. It's like Bitcoin. It's not real money, right? So if you open up your Bitcoin and there's nothing there, well, how are you going to get your money? And the fact it's not even real money, how are you even? What are you going to download your Bitcoin into if you can't get this? So when Phil goes, he says, "Oh, I made $170 on buying gold." He's getting this. What's he going to do when Hulkamania goes wild on him? What's he going to do when he's got his Bitcoin and he goes, "Okay, I'm going to sell it"? What are you going to get? Digital dollars? Good luck. And then you got to take the digital dollar. How are you going to buy gold with it? So you're going to, what if they don't take digital dollar at the gold place because it's a black market thing? Let's say I'm black market and Bobby wants, I'm not going to take digital dollar. I need cash. How are you going to give me cash? You don't have cash. The only thing you're going to give me is gold and silver. So you're going to have that where a lot of people will say, fuck you to the digital, and they'll say, I'm going to deal in gold and silver. That's why I get a little excited by, you better fucking buy it now before it's gone and before it's 2,000 an ounce. And that's why I don't know when to stop buying it, because I know what's happening. Again, my sixth sense reading things, I know what's going to happen. And therefore I'm like, fuck, I might need another. I got to give some to Jenna in Poland, and I got to give my Russian girl, and I got to give to Daria or Irina, who's pregnant. She's got a baby. And I got to take care of myself, and I don't know how much to get. So I keep getting another 20 and another 20 and another 20. I'll be up to 1,000 ounces soon. I mean, because I don't know how much I need, because I don't know what the value is going to be, and I don't know what it's going to buy. So is an ounce of silver going to buy McDonald's $100, or is it going to buy 1,000 McDonald's? And we're going to eat a McDonald's for the whole year on an ounce of silver. That's what it should be, but I don't know. Bobby. So they would buy a little bit less than spot price. No, they give you spot price. They sell it a little bit more than spot. So the $21, if I go there now, it's gonna be 3 or 4 over spot. So I will get my whatever I'm buying, the Buffaloes or the other at $25. That's how it works. 21 is a makeup price that nobody can buy anything for 21. It's not, even if he gets some, he's not paying 21. So he sells them for the 25. Nobody can buy them for 21 or sell them for 21. They'll take 21 if you go to the coin store. But if we find a third party, is my point, where it isn't the coin store and he sees the price, maybe you get 25 for it, a little bit more. But that'll be, but the spot, right. So whatever the physical market from Russia sells it for is what. So if it's $2,000 an ounce for silver, you're going to walk in and go get $2,000 for 1 ounce of silver. That's it. And that's how it'll work. And then you'll buy it. I don't know if there'll be premiums because you don't need a premium. Now you have the actual price. So it should be just like this, where you're going to walk into the grocery store, it says $50. There's no premium on it. It's $50. That's what you pay for it. Now, it costs them $30 to make. They sell it. They put it on the shelf for $50, and that's what they get for it. I don't know how. So the grocery store sells it for $50. I assume you're paying for placement at the grocery store, right? I think that's how it works. So if you want Canadian Club on the shelf, you pay them whatever. They put it on the shelf. They sell it. You get the $50, or either that, or they just buy it. Maybe they buy it from you at 45 and they sell it for 50. I'm not quite sure to connect the dots from Canadian Club, how they get their money versus how Kroger's gets their money for selling it. I'm not quite sure. I've never done that before, but I would assume Kroger's is buying the Canadian Club from Canadian Club when it comes in, and then they put it on the shelf because they'll run sales all the time, right? You see Coke and Pepsi. Oh, it's buy one, get one in a half price and all this shit, and Oreos and Cheerios. So it must be the grocery store who then, when they get the money, they keep it and they pay the vendor, which is Oreos and Cheerios and everything like that. Or exactly at spot price. Well, it should be, when you go in, you should get spot price, right? So right now you would get $21.70. In about a month, you'll get $2,000. Oh, okay. So whoever the buyer is got to buy above spot, just like when I buy. Yeah, that's because they don't feel the value's right. But they all get together and they go, okay, we're $3 over. So they're calling JM Bullion and they're calling all these other idiots. And they're all clueless to physical price. If it was our store, Bobby, we'd be $2,000 an ounce if you wanted our silver. We wouldn't sell it because these idiots are selling it for 35. But if all those idiots started selling them for 2,000, and that's what it took to buy it, then we just raised the price, and that's what you'd have to pay us. But because of competition, I can go to 5 Mile and buy it for $24 because they're in La La Land thinking, oh, my premium's $3 because it's 21. And see, this is my whole bitch. It's not 21. Where's 21 coming from? It's fantasy land. And that's always been my problem. See, I'm quick to connect the dots. The dots are connected. The price they put on it is not real. So it's like a football spread, right? You got, I mark San Francisco 10 over Dallas. The spread's 2. How much money did we make on Dallas or Frisco over Dallas because the spread was 2 or 3, right? We made a fortune on the game because they had the wrong number, and that's what that's what they have now is the wrong price on gold and silver. So when I say 2,000, that's probably low, but let's say that's what it is. So that's really what you have. I love how when I first sit down, my back's hurting, and then it kind of relaxes, and now it's not hurting. So I had to throw that in. So that's what's happening. So the reason you can't get rid of money is what is the reason we have money? We have this as a medium of exchange. So let's go. Medium of exchange is what everybody wants. Does everybody want digital currency? No. All right. Originally, cows were the medium of exchange. Are we going back to cows? No, we're going to digital dollars. Oh, but does everybody want them? No. Well, then how the fuck's it going to work? There's 2 values. There's exchange and there's use, right? The convenience develops by economics. So we can't all carry cows around with us or coffee or oranges or bananas or my arnica. We can fit into our wallet. And now it's even more convenient. We can put it on a card, right? I can put it on my debit card. So now all this is a convenience. Instead of carrying 1,000 of these, I put it onto this card. That's what it is. That's convenience developed. So this is just convenient. It's not, we didn't get away from this. We might not use this in our transactions versus this, but we need this in our bank account to cover these transactions. So if I just paid my car insurance, I pay it on Sunday. So Monday, I'm using this in the bank, but I don't have to send them cash. Like before, you had to send checks. Now I just give them this card and I go, here's the account number. There you go. And I'm paying my bill with this. I'm still using this. This is just more convenient, which is what medium of exchange is all about. Qualities of the medium of exchange, it's got to be portable. A little bit does a lot of work. Is the digital currency portable? Is Bitcoin portable? It's electric. I don't know if does that make it portable? Scarce, high value, overabundance loses value. Is it scarce? Is the digital dollar really scarce? I find that hard to believe because these idiots are printing this, and now this was scarce is not scarce. What are they going to do with the digital dollar? It won't be scarce either. So you're going to be fucked because you're going to have hyperinflation and not know it because they're not going to tell you the amount of dollars. Here we know we just printed 10 trillion of these. So if it's digital, how much do you have? What's the value? The value is going to be zero because they're just going to, it's just a fucking number. It's not anything. Divisible for small exchanges. Well, I would assume the digital dollar will be like this. So I assume it will be. Is it fungible? Everything is the same, replaceable. Well, not if Sam Hartman pulls the plug, then what do you got? Then everything is the same. Yeah, I guess everything would be the same. It would be digital. Again, going out of the country, again, going to the grocery store, going to Vegas, going to the poker room. I assume you're going to go, here's my digital dollar, here's my digital wallet. But can you do that now? If I go to poker, can I give them Bitcoin to play? I doubt very seriously I can. So how am I going to give them digital? How am I going to give them digital dollars? So when I go tonight or tomorrow night and play poker, I'm going to ask that question. So if I have digital dollars, how do I pay you? Because at the poker room, you give them cash for chips. You don't give, they're not set up to take it, right? They take the money, they put it in the till, they give you a $305 chips. You play with that, you get the chips back, you get your money back. How is that going to work with it? Like I'm saying, it won't work with, I guarantee you, I'll bet anybody any amount they want that you cannot use Bitcoin at the casino, right? You can't, they're not going to accept it, especially go to the poker room and say, well, I have a Bitcoin. Can I get tips for that? And they're going to laugh at me. Then how would they get it back into my Bitcoin account? So I don't know. Acceptance, no, it's not accepted. And durable, is it durable? Well, gold's durable. You can't fuck around with it. So is that durable? That's a good question. I don't know. Is Bitcoin durable? Not if you don't have electricity. It's not. It's gone, right? What if the Sam Hartman blows it up, and you go to your Bitcoin account and there's nothing there? They've either taken your money or it doesn't work. What if Bitcoin goes offline? What are you going to do? So what if this digital dollar goes offline? And nobody's going to want it because they're going to want to keep their privacy with this. I'm going to go play poker. I don't want anybody to know it. I want to go see a girl. I don't want anybody to know it. That's the thing. Value equals most marketable commodity. Does it have value? No, it's digital. It's just digit. It's not, it's a computer. It's not marketable. It's not value. There's no value to it. Karl Munger, value equals depends on judgment. So what people think it's worth. So you got $1,000 digital. You think it's worth $1,000? You're gonna say it's not worth anything. Money is the most marketable security. Market decides that money is marketable in value. The market decides it. Is the market going to decide digital currency is the most marketable in value? Is the market going to decide? The more I'm reading and the more I'm understanding, the more this sounds like electric cars. Does the market want the electric car? Say's law. Do we want electric cars? If we do, you make them. You can't make them if we don't want them. Do we want them? I don't think so. I think we like the gas-powered cars. So you have electric cars coming out that nobody wants. You have digital currency coming out that nobody wants. You can sell orange tennis shoes. If nobody wants them, you're not selling them. So I think that this is another malinvestment of you're trying to do something that nobody wants, right? And if nobody wants it, it won't go in the market, right? People will just buy gold. They won't use it. I'm at my job. I'm going to get paid in what? Digital currency? Or Give me your digital account like your bank account. Well, there's a big, okay, I want $300 to go play poker. Well, who knows what I'll need at that point, what $300 would be worth. Money functions, a medium of exchange, work for money to buy food, store of purchasing power, spend over time. Is this going to be a store of purchasing power? In a unit of account, measurement of account, common denominator, if you make or lost money. So it's, you bet a football game. Did you make money betting it or did you lose money betting on it? So are any of those three things in digital currency? Work for money to buy food. So I'll work to get digital money to buy food. Store of purchasing power. Is it a store of purchasing power? Are we going to get interest on our money? I got digital money. What am I going to go to Chase Manhattan and say, I'd like to open up my account and put in 10,000 digital dollars and you pay me 5%. We won't know what the inflation is. We won't know anything. Unit of account, measurement of account. Can I measure it? No, it's just going to be dollars. It's like your credit card, right? You got money on the credit card, you owe it, or you're at zero. It's not an investment account. So I don't know. It's no way it can work, and it's no way it's accepted. It's the same malinvestment as electric cars, basically. And that's trouble. All right. Any other questions or comments on that? But I'm pretty pissed after watching that because I'm watching that guy to learn. I'm not watching the guy to sit there and get more frustrated that he brings an idiot on his show, doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. All right, I wanted to show you something. All right, let's explain markets. So how do you make a market? Well, if me and Bobby were going to sell orange tennis shoes, we would need to understand the market of tennis shoes. What does Dick sell them for? What does Dunham sell them for? What does whatever sell them for? And then we have an idea. They sell them for $99. And then we figure out, can we make them for less? And we know what the price point is that we're going to get $99. So if we can make them for $50, we can sell them for $99. We make some pretty good money. If it costs us $120 to make them, then we can only get $99. We don't even go into business. So that's how you come up with a market, sort of like Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, right? We're going to sell them. We got to be close to their price. So they've kind of got this kind of closed market. Then there's a market of Coney Island or my barbecue place selling hamburgers versus that. Now, the difference is if I go to my barbecue place, I can get a carry out, but let's say I got to sit down. If I go to Wendy's, I drive through it, right? It takes, 5 minutes. You go, you order, you get it, and then you're out. And you get your burger and your chili and shit like that. So with that said, there's all kinds of markets. So if I look at, if I get into sports cards or art or collectibles, now we got a problem. So here's 3 Derek Jeter rookie cards. First one, they're all PSA 10. The guy got 454, the guy got 409, the guy got 410. We scroll down. I don't know what that is. Oh, that's not it. A guy offered 550. He was over market. He didn't get it. And then 415. So the market looks like it's in the 410 to 420 range. This guy tried to be cute with 500, and the guy probably offered him 420. So the point is that, here this guy got 450 and this guy got 406. So the point is there's different markets. Even though you think the Derek Jeter rookie card PSA 10, if I was to auction it, I would put it at 500 or best offer, 499 best offer. With the intent, I'm probably going to get 410 or 412. So that's kind of the market, but they're all over the place. There was one I was looking at that was beautiful. Say it was, oh yeah, it's the Jordans. So that gives you an idea. Okay, so let's do this one. Now we're going to go to a harder problem. Michael Jordan. This is the 93 Topps Finest. I have this card. So it starts out at 1,000. Then we see it for 540, and we see 820, but he didn't get it. And then we see 626. How much is this Michael Jordan Topps Finest, not the refractor, worth? Well, we don't know. We're all over the place. This is a very tough market. What do you do? So somehow the latest bid, this is February 14th, the guy got $1,000 for it. For best offer. So he put it out at 1,000 and the guy bought it. He didn't best offer him. Here, this is an auction. The guy got 450. See, he got 26 bids. Here, best offer was accepted. He puts out 850 and the best offer accepted. See, so there's no bidding. So there's multiple ways to sell the card. You say best offer, I'm going to put it out high and I expect an out. Like here, maybe he got 800 for it, but he puts it out at 850. Here, the guy's doing an auction and he gets 26 bids, but he only gets 540. So you're better off probably doing it like that, where let the guy make you an offer of 800 and you're like, okay, fine. Then we got 626. He got 30 bids. He puts out best offer for 800. He doesn't get it. Maybe he's in the sevens. And then this one, he gets as an auction 25 bids. So it looks like the auctions don't get as much as they buy it now or best offer. So when I talk market, sometimes it's hard to really get the market, right? What's the market on the Michael Jordan card? Anywhere from 600 to 1,000, apparently. So if you're selling it for 600, you might have been able to get 800 or 900. So you put it out as best offer accepted for 900 and then see what happens. But as the other side of it, I'm the buyer. I'm going, well, shit, maybe I'll go into the auction. I don't have to pay as much. I can do it for 600 versus the guy with the best offer at 1,000. So there's different ways to do it. But again, how do you know the value of the card? That's very difficult in sports cards, paintings, things like that. Now in gold's gold. If it's 50,000 for the ounce, it's 50,000. There's only one market. Now it gets bid up and down. See, what should happen should be like this, right? This is what we want gold to be, right? 626 with 30 bids, and then the guy bought it. That's how gold should be. There should be bid on, and that's how you get the price. That's what supply demand is, and that's not what we have. It's not being bid on, supply and demand to get to the real gold price. That, after my training in eBay and sports cards since 1990, even though I started collecting in 1970, that's the difference. So how do we know what the Jordan's worth? What I would do, I would do it like this. I would do the best offer 800. That's how I would do it. And then, okay, because psychologically people are going to offer. Now, Nick just did this, right? Nick wanted I think it was a Mahomes card, and the guy had it for $375, and he offered him $275. See, once the price is set, Nick doesn't know. So Nick's going to look at his $375 and go $275. Nick's got to look at the other markets, the other auctions, and see what it's selling for. Is it selling for $500-$600? Like here, one sold for $1,000. I'd be pretty pissed if I bought it for $1,000 and I see it for $500-$600. But I got the Jordan card. So again, it's emotional, like, oh, I'm looking for the Jordan card, PSA 10, $1,000, I'll buy it. Without looking at, wait a minute, I could have been in an auction for $6. However, how often does this Jordan card come up? 10. I do have the Jordan card. I don't have it graded. But that's what makes me go, I better get it graded, and I'll get 1,000. And even with the 1,000, I couldn't even buy a half ounce of gold with that card. That's what you're trying to do, right? So in anything, you're trying to get the market. So I bitch and scream about gold and silver. It's not at the market, right? It's at a fake market. So in other words, if Bobby sold the card to me and we work at it and I paid him $25 for it, then people, oh, the Jordan card's only worth $25. This is a perfect example of why I'm screaming about gold and silver. The real market price, somebody just pays $1,000, but let's say it's $700-$800. That's the market price for that card based on auctions, supply, demand, no bullshit, no JP Morgan, putting in sells, putting the card down to $10. But we don't have that in gold and silver, right? It's not the same. That's the problem. It's still a derivative. So let's go into a gold and silver auction. So let's go gold, 1 ounce. We'll call it a coin, a 1 ounce coin. They give you all these bullshit ones. I asked for 1 ounce. I'm getting 1/10 ounce. All right, here we go. So here's a 1 ounce coin that sold for $2,000. But that's based on the derivative JP Morgan price, not on a free market. It's a buy it now. It's from China. Wow, that's extremely weird. Look, Bobby, you can get this one, a China pattern. They probably have it in silver. I know you'd like that one. Here's a cool one too, an Australian owl. Oh, Bobby, you gotta start getting cooking there. You can get that. Now these are gold, but I assume they have them in silver. This makes no sense. This is a 1/4 ounce Australian ox, and they got $900 for it. I can get not the same coin, but I can get a 1/4 ounce for $560 at the store. So, but again, it's not market. Like the Jordan was market. That's what people agreed on. And he sold it for what the market said. Gold is not at market. This is what I scream at. It's just at derivative price, and then everybody goes spot price, and that's what people buy and sell it for. That's why I really lose it, because the Jordan $1,000 is the fucking market, right? That's the market. Jordan $1,000. That's what somebody in the market bid for it, and that's what the guy sold it for. He didn't care what he sold it for. It was all up to what's the buy. So what if the guy pays $1,000? That's the market. Now there's 20 markets in it, because you can buy it for $600, $700, $800, but that's roughly the market. And that's what I'm waiting for gold to do. And once the Russians do this, where now it's out there and you can buy it, and there'll be a market. So the seller and the buyer will get together. That's why I'm saying $50,000. Not only will it finally be free, that's why I'm so disagreeing on the 2,000. But as this loses value, it'll take more of these to buy it. And that's really the puzzle, is as these are losing, as you're printing 10 trillion, gold isn't going anywhere. And then everybody says, well, look, gold price is down, so it's not really going anywhere. And you're like, well, it's not real. It's derivative. And that's what I'm trying to teach you to understand. It's JP Morgan's derivatives, paper, gold and silver, where they don't actually have the gold and silver. They're just selling paper. So it's like me, here. Okay, here's gold. I'm going to sell you 1,000 ounces of gold. Where's the gold? Well, I don't really have it. That's JP Morgan. It's so illegal how it gets out, and these guys aren't in jail. I understand because they're the ones in charge. So if you ever can't understand why Madoff didn't go to prison, why the SEC didn't do anything for 20 years, is because they were in on it with them, right? It's very easy. If A plus B doesn't equal C, you look at Y, and that's what it is. So here you have the market. The market's phony, even though it's an auction. But Bobby, if you want to sell your silver, you can sell it here as opposed to selling it at the coin store. Now, yes, you got to run an auction, then you got to get paid, then you got to ship it, and it's going to take longer. So it's kind of like the convenience store, right? I can go, buy a cupcake and just walk in and pay, and there's no line. The convenience store, but I can pay a little bit more. Or I can go to Kroger's and buy it, but I got to wait in this line and all this stuff. So I can get more so your question is, all right, so let's look at your silver, Bobby. Wow, I don't know why this is $100. Britannia 1 ounce silver meteor shower color edition. This is nice. Here you go. Here's a fire skull one. So these are all bullion. This is a bullion one. He's getting 65. Oh, look at it. It kind of looks like Stone Cold with the what a coin. Well, leave it to Canada. It was Stone Cold. There's another one, $87 for the Canadian one. This is an ounce of silver, and it's bullion. Here's another Britannica, 91. I don't know what these cost or where you get them at. Wow, these are, I don't know, White Lion. All right, let's get to the regular ones. Lunar silver coin of the rabbit in gilded Australia. Oh, I want the rabbit. $67 for that one. That's got to make you feel better, Bobby, that your price is probably a lot higher already. Here's another nice Britannica. Where do these? Leave it to Britain and Australia to come out with these pretty ones. Let's go to the plain Jane one. Those are like my Highland mints, right? Ooh, here's a cool one. Fire and Ice, $103, Bobby. See, we're buying them for 25, and they're worth much. See, they're getting 103. These are okay. Here's the regular Silver Eagle, $35. Plain Jane, boom, boom, boom. Well, look at this one, Bobby. A Black Panther Canada one, $106. Jesus Christ. Canada has all these specialty ones. We got to go to, where's our friends in Canada? We need your help. Here's one with a polar bear for 108, or a panda bear. Now, I'm assuming they cost more. Oh, now this is a nice one for you, Bobby. A nice eagle, $92. Fuck. Bald eagle, 1 ounce silver color coin. So they probably cost $100 to buy it. And they're colored. So let's just go to Silver Eagles. Now they're all graded. I don't have graded ones. So there's a 2000 1 ounce, $29. Here's a 2000s, 35, 38. Here you go, $42. Well, the lesson here, Bobby, is you can sell it, right? This is American Eagle, 1 ounce, 2023, $1. This is our coin we buy. This is from Germany, right? So there you go, thinking people only in the U.S. buy it. See, from Germany, $42.68 is what he got, $9 shipping. All right. So they're worth more than you think already. This is more market, but they're not understanding the free market. This is based on derivatives, so they're not going to pay you. So if I put mine out for $2,000 an ounce, I'm not going to get a bid. But this is not real auctions. And the fact they are auctions, and in the fact you can do it here and get more money than walking to the coin guy and getting $22, right? So you should be able to get 35 or so. Well, let's see what the bullion is. So let's do apples and amples. Silver, 1 ounce, round. No, bullion. All right, 1 ounce silver bullion coin. Silver bullion, 1 troy ounce. How about that one? Here's a 2022. The guy gets $37 for it. See, Looney Tunes 29, this one 36. So my point is you're going to get more than the $20 you'll get at the store by selling it on eBay, but it's going to take you, I guess you can run a 3-day auction. You can see these real nice ones, but I would imagine they cost a lot more at the store. If they're selling them for $95, they're probably costing $95, would be my guess. So that's what you have there. So that's a different auction. It's a different market. And again, it's being held down by derivative price. It's not the real price. That's what I'm screaming at. The Jordan got $1,000. If you had the silver and the gold in an auction, not with the derivative. See, so everybody has that derivative price in their mind. Okay, it's gold's 1,900. Maybe I got to go to 2,000. But that's where they're starting at. If you took that away and just said gold's gold, and now Russia has a physical exchange and it says $50,000 for gold, what do you think they're going to be on eBay? They're going to be $50,000 because people are going to go, oh, fuck, that's what the price is. So as the price starts going, you can see there's huge demand. This guy's from Germany buying it. So that's the point. Now, how are you going to pay for this? With digital dollars? Really? Okay, good luck with that one. What's the guy in Germany going to do with the digital dollars? Does he have to exchange it to euros, or is it US digital dollar? Again, uh, the hardest question they can't answer because it's all fucked. You can't have the same, the currency can't be worth the same amount because the Russians are 78 to 1, so all of a sudden the Russians get a digital dollar worth the same as the US dollar. How does that work? Anyway, that's more of the digital bullshit. Anyway, so what we need is a market in gold and silver, and that's what I'm bitching about. Once we get it, then yeah. And if you want to sell Bobby, you sell it on eBay, you get a fair price. You don't get the $22. So if you go into the gold store, he's giving you the money that the spot is, right? You're getting screwed by the guy. It's good to buy it there. As you can see, they're more expensive to buy on eBay, right? You're very, I didn't even see bullion at $25 that I can go to this guy's store and get. But I can get 30, 35 for them on eBay. So that's the thing. So it's in the mind what they think it's worth. So like the Jordan, that's 1,000. There's Jordans at 600, 700, 800. There's many markets. So in this kind of stuff, there's many markets. But gold and silver will only really be in one market. It depends on the gold. Some of them are graded, MS70, get more, but it's the grading. We don't care about that. We're just selling it for the ounce of gold. We don't care that they're graded or not. It's not worth it. I could get graded gold, but what's the point of it? You're looking at the value of the gold, and that's the difference. So that's where you need to go with it is you can go on eBay and get more if you have the time. And then we got to work out how you're going to pay me, right? So again, nobody will want the digital gold. So I don't, it'll be like electric cars. What do you think is going to happen with electric cars? Nobody buys them. What's going to happen? Well, I mean, are they going to force you to buy one? I mean, in what world does the government think they can force you? Even in World War II with Hitler and the Nazis and Stalin and the Russians, it only lasted a while. And then the other teams came in and said, no, you're not doing it. And there'll be other teams the same way. I mean, Microsoft isn't going to want to not have anybody buy their products. He likes to be rich too. So what's he going to do? Oh, we'll be on digital currency and then nobody can buy computers and I'll be out of business? No. So that's what'll happen, I believe. My gut. But that's a long way away. And right now, gold and silver is what we need. So, I think they're just doing these trial balloons and scaring people, going, that's not going to work. Because, the government, they want votes. And who the hell is going to vote for anybody that made you do digital currency? It ain't going to happen. Anyway, it just seems like some of the guests the guy has on are not as intelligent or understand as much as my other guy, Alistair McLeod, is, or Alistair, whatever his name is, the balding guy without the glasses. He's much smarter. Andrew McGuire, I'm kind of disappointed with his topic today and his guest. Trying to scare people, according to the guests, we'll all be we'll all build a log cabin in the middle of nowhere and we'll have our own heat and electricity and we'll all be farmers. Like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? Just out of his mind. Anyway, so at the hot tub, the communist comes to say hi to me. I don't acknowledge him. I loved it. And I'm thinking, what am I going to tell you, fella? You're a communist. You like Joe Stalin and Adolf Hitler. I can't. What do you want me to talk to you about? It's a waste of my time to say hello and have a 10-minute conversation. And I don't like you. You're a communist. You like these guys. Or to change your mind to be a capitalist, or to talk to you about buying gold when you're not into it. There's nothing I can talk to you about. There's nothing to say. I don't feel or waste my energy. I want my energy here. I don't want my energy on a communist, like a guy who says he's a communist. How many of you guys ever talk to a guy who says he's a communist? I mean, is this something that's more common than I think? But I mean, what the fuck? So this guy's saying I'm a communist and he's proud of it and capitalism ruins it. What kind of conversation is somebody like me going to have with that guy? I'm going to be sitting there trying to convince him that free markets and Austrian economics works. We know it works. I don't need to prove it. And instead of reading books on Karl Marx, read books on Adam Smith. Then we can have a conversation if you want to learn economics, which is what this class is. So I'm trying to like, this dude, stay away from me, right? But I don't want to be mean and I don't want to be rude. So I'm just ignoring him, hoping he gets the hint. And he says, "Oh, I saw you in the pool stretching." I said, "Hi. You must not have heard me, or you're ignoring me." And I just said, I didn't say a word. I didn't look at him, and I said to myself, "Bingo, I'm ignoring you. Read my my body language." And then he takes his hand out to give me a high five, and I'm like, "No, you're not. I'm not going there." First of all, I'm injured in my back, and secondly, I don't want to know you. I don't want to be friends with you, right? I don't want to be friends with Joe Stalin or Adolf Hitler or Mussolini or any of these Russian or Putin. I don't want to be friends with them. I have no desire to be. What am I going to talk to you about? I have nothing to say to you, and I'm not going to waste my time trying to convince you to read Adam Smith and learn Austrian economics, which is the only way to live is Austrian economics. But I don't have the energy to go back to the beginning. And then, because you guys, you don't know, so you want to learn. Okay. And then I teach you, and then you go, I get it. But he's already a communist. So I got to untrain him from being a communist and then train him into being Austrian, or somehow flicking the light on so he realizes communism is bad and Austrian economics is good. But I tried that on Saturday, and all he did was fight me on it. So do I want to get all pissed and all upset and frustrated and really nail the guy? I'd rather not. That's my personality. I keep watching INFJs on YouTube. There's all these little 15-minute ones about it. So I keep saying, I told him, you don't want to fuck with me. That was the first thing I told him. So anyway, that I saw him, and really the best way, if you don't like somebody, you don't agree, he's a communist, he's whatever he is, you don't fight with them. You just let them be. You don't say hi, you don't acknowledge, you just kind of walk away. And either he figures it out or he's going to want to keep saying hi to me and then confront me, and then I will kill him literally, because I'll say, okay, I don't want to talk to communists, right? There's no point in it. So that's where it'll go if he wants it to go, but I'm not going to force that. I'm just going to leave him alone. It's like the guys at poker, and the guy at poker and I bet TCU and they all had Michigan because we're playing in Detroit. And then I say, nice hand. He doesn't respond. I'm not going to sit there and bitch at him. I said, nice hand, and I'm not going to have an argument with him. I just get up from the table and leave. Give me a new table. That's really what you need to do to get is really to a higher level where you just see the people and you just learn to the best way to win the fight is not to fight, right? So I win the fight without talking to him, because it's just going to really waste my time and energy that I don't want to waste on somebody who's already said I'm a communism. It's good. Capitalism's bad. Well, as soon as I hear that conversation, there's no point in going on, because now I got to convince him it is, but he doesn't want to be convinced. If he did, he'd read Adam Smith, he'd read Karl Marx, the Marx Brothers, and anybody else, and then he would know, then he can make his decision, but that's not what he did. So that's with that. So anyway, Poland, very expensive country right now. I mean, McDonald's to be $22 for her and her son to get, I assume, a hamburger, fries, and a Coke. Even if it's the dollar meal is going to be $5 for them, so they each order a hamburger and fries. It's $20, so she can't even, I don't know what she's been doing, but she can't eat. It's not like she asked me for money because we both know I can't give you any because I can't send money to Poland, or I would. So I think she paid for her train back and forth. And then she needs money for her bus to get back to the train station, which I gave her. I gave her money to train back and forth and bus back and forth and taxi back and forth. And for the hotel, that was cheap. That was like $65 a day or something. So all I know is I gave her money to have the hotel, and I gave her money for food, but I don't know. She has a habit of, like she got a nice coat, and now she's saying McDonald's is expensive, and you're like, well, why didn't you see that before? Or you better go to the store and buy a bunch of chips and nuts and get some whiskey or something, because that's what you're going to be eating. I don't know what the buffet or breakfast costs, but I would assume you'd eat that, have your egg. But she's been to Poland before, so obviously the prices are going up. My friend in Romania, the prices are going up. She thinks she has COVID. She says, I can't taste or smell anything, and she's pregnant. She says, well, thank God the baby doesn't have it. And I'm like, I don't know. The baby could have it. So I told her to buy this. This is what you buy for like COVID, because this will clean out your system. And it's like an antibiotic, but it isn't. But it's a natural herb, this Silvern silver. So I said, buy this, take this. That'll help you. I did. Now, as far as she lost taste and smell, I'm sorry for that, but I said, just, and I'm trying to keep her calm. I had it. It's nothing. You'll get over it. Just, she's having trouble breathing a little bit because she's freaking almost 9 months pregnant, and it's all in her gut. It's like right here. There's the baby. It's like all right here. So she's got that. So I'm hoping she's okay. Anyway, so that's what's happening in Europe. Again, that show, I gotta look at the other ones, but it's just buy as much gold and silver now before it's out. Now I read one of the comments, and the guy's trying to find silver. He said, I've been to 4 stores and I can't find it. My guy is more right. He's got 2 or 3 stores, and he's from the Mint. So my guy will have it at a very good, and I'm still getting it at $25. So I think I'm off to buy, probably 20 more ounces. And it's really, I don't know what I need, right? It's like my freezer's full of meat and chicken, and I can't put anything more in it. And then I got some veggies in there that are the frozen veggies. So I got that because I know I can't buy, like I can go to the store yesterday and I got a lettuce, and I got my peppers and my broccoli and cauliflower. And I bought it all, but it doesn't last long in the fridge. And I'm not aware that you can freeze that. Maybe I need to watch YouTube. Can I freeze my red peppers? I think that's what I got in the bag. So probably I could just cut them up and freeze them. And then that would make sense. Then I wouldn't have to live in a farm in the middle of nowhere. It's so stupid. And how are we going to survive the winter? How are we going to eat in the winter? Oh my God. I mean, these guys, if you're going to come up with a solution, come up with a solution. It'd be like me saying, go buy gold and silver when gold hits 50,000 an ounce, go buy it now. Well, who's got 50,000 to buy? Anyway, what else? Poker tonight? Probably. I think I'll run to the gold store very soon. I got to eat something. So I think I'll had my avocado, but I'm still hungry. I think I got eggs and I got my veggies. I took hamburger out of the freezer, but it's still defrost. I took it out last night. I left it out all night, and it's still kind of hard. So I will probably have that tomorrow, I guess. Well, I got Chinese tomorrow. And then we'll probably go to the casino. We'll see how we feel, but I'll go to the pool and stretch my back, take my hot tub. The bike's been fine. So we'll do that. Otherwise, just we know the plot, right? The government wants to control us, which really doesn't make any sense because the government is controlling us with money and they want our votes. So it's an oxymoron to say, well, I'm going to run for office and I need your vote, but I'm going to make you all broke and then hope you vote for me. JP Morgan wants people at their bank. They want to print money. So does it make sense that they want digital currency and not money when they have the monopoly on money and they're trying to keep gold and silver down and it goes digital? So nothing really makes sense. These guys are just throwing around ideas that make no sense. That really, there probably will be digital currency, but there'll also be the regular dollars. And again, it's really for central banks. It's not really for us. That's why it's called central bank digital currency. So it's really for the central banks to trade with the central banks, because the central banks legally don't deal with people. They don't have a branch. They don't have a lobby where we go in and say, I'd like $2,000 so I can buy gold. I mean, that's not what they do. And I don't see how you're going to change it. So again, they don't know the whole story. And they're trying to worry everybody and scare them, which leads me to believe they're just salesmen trying to sell gold and silver. They don't understand the picture, but I understand the picture. I don't care about the digital currency. What I care about is Russia coming out with a way to get the market to get to the normal prices of gold and silver, since we're buying it and we want it to go up. But it is money. It has a value. It'll always have a value. And as we talked to Phil yesterday, if you need the money, go back to the store or go on eBay and sell it. You'll always have people buying. The demand for gold and silver will never stop. It'll never go to zero because people aren't stupid. They realize the government's corrupt. They realize the government is a bunch of thieves. They're all Madoffs. Even Madoff said in his thing, well, they're all, you got to realize Wall Street's greedy. Well, so why would you come out with digital currency? How are you going to just print it? And how are you going to make people want it? You can't do anything in the marketplace if people don't want it. It's Say's law. I got to have a demand, then you come up and make it, and then you figure out the price. You cannot do this without this. Oh, we'll have digital currency. Does anybody want it? No. How are you going to come up with that? We've agreed to credit cards and debit cards because we're using this for that, right? My money's in the bank covering my debit card. I get my check for retirement. It's in the bank. I use it to pay my bills. That's it. Now, maybe you call that digital, but I know I'm getting a check for so much and I'm using it to pay bills for so much. But is it digital? I don't know what digital means. Is a debit card? Is this? So in other words, is this digital? Is that what they're saying? So I get the acronym. Is this digital? But it still needs this to work. You can't get rid of this. And so therefore, I don't know what digital means if it's different than what we're using now, right? You still got to have money on your debit card to work it. Anyway, you slice it. But I can't see them just coming out with money that is not printed, that we don't know the value of it, right? We know our dollar they print 10 trillion of it. How are we going to know how much dollars the digital? It'll never work if it's not backed by gold. Now, if it's backed by gold, it's a different story. And my gold price will go up. But if it's, you can't just have a digital currency not backed by anything. It's no different than this. You can't have money not backed by gold. It doesn't work. It can't work. It's never worked and it never will work. So anyway, a little frustrated. But anyway, so anything else? All right. So if you're going to Europe, be prepared. It's going to be more expensive. I'm probably going to Europe in March around my birthday to see my Ukrainian girl. Who's I told her I'll make it up for you when we meet, but I can't give her money because I can't send Ria to Poland unless I can PayPal her in Poland. But I don't know. She doesn't have a Poland email, so I don't think I can. No, I never PayPal'd her anyway. I used to MoneyGram her, and then MoneyGram doesn't go to the Ukraine, and so I wonder if I can send her MoneyGram in Poland. That'd be interesting. I'll have to check that out. But today's Friday. I think she leaves Monday or Tuesday. Gets to go back to bomb-ridden Ukraine. So at least she's out. She's all excited. She's got light and heat and the internet, and she's in a hotel, and there's no bombs. She just is getting upset. She can't do anything. She spent a lot at dinner yesterday, which I understand. Go out and have a good time, but you got to, now she wants to go skiing. She can't do it. So I don't know. Feel bad, but what can I do? I already gave her money to go on the trip, so she needs to spend it wisely. I said, that's why we got gold and silver, dear, to protect us from the evil that lurks in Poland and Europe, the dark Lord Putin. All right, anyway, I'm going to go eat, and then I'm going to go to the coin store, and I will report back to you tomorrow what they have. Prices should still be cheap because it's going down, which to me, that's not the real price. But if I can buy it cheaper, great. I'm happy. I'm buying it cheaper. Thank you. Outside of that, I think everything else is fine. I'll start looking at basketball, but it's tough every day and back-to-back games. I think we'll look at the playoffs. Maybe I'll have one or two games I can see, but on the weekend, there's going to be 100 games tonight, 100 games tomorrow, and Sunday. It's too much for me because football is one. I only got to look at the Raiders and the Rams on Sunday, right? They play Sunday. That's it. Study it on Thursday. Boom. But here I got to study tonight's game and then tomorrow night's game. Oh, who's playing back to back, and then Sunday's game. And, it's just, I think it's a bit much. Maybe not. I haven't really tried it because I'm always into football. But anyway, so I'm happy we won Super Bowl last week. Doing what I do, pick winners. Anyway, so off to the pool. I'll ignore Joe Stalin again today if he approaches me. And that's about it. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Don't walk, but run and buy some more silver and gold. I don't think we can have enough. I don't see how we won't all, I don't know if we'll be rich, but we'll be very happy we have as much gold as we can get. But soon, I think it's happening soon. I don't know. There'll be something to trigger it. Don't know what it'll be, but probably Putin will trigger it, would be my guess. But anyway, be careful, be safe. A lot of crazies out there. If guys come up to you telling you they're communists, just say goodbye. Don't even confront them or try to have a conversation with them. It's almost like if you don't know the person, you start the conversation with, well, what do you think of gold and silver? And if they don't agree with you, just keep walking because they're out of their fucking minds. But that will be the savior for us. As you can see, the prices in Poland going up, right? $100 for a fucking McDonald's, or 100 Polazotskis for McDonald's, which is $25 for the U.S. Now, I don't know. I don't go to McDonald's. Maybe I'll take the drive-by just to see the prices, or go to Wendy's or somewhere and see. I would assume it's $6-7 for a burger. I mean, I assume it's a $10 meal for a burger and chili, or burger and baked potato. But I haven't been, since I'm on my little change of diet. I don't eat that crap. I'll make my 3 pounds of hamburger the way I make it, nice and healthy, and that'll be what I eat. So it doesn't make sense to eat at Wendy's for $7 for a quarter-pound hamburger when I can get, for $5 a pound, I can get ground sirloin 91 and make 9 hamburgers for $15 for the price it would cost me for 2 hamburgers at Wendy's. And I certainly can have chili and baked potato here much cheaper than I'm going to pay for it there. So that's been in my mind. I'm like, okay, save money for gold and silver. So I'm doing a lot of that. But I am looking for a restaurant, because I'm like going, all right, Chinese on Saturday, but I kind of really want to eat something. I want to sit at a restaurant. So I don't know what to do with that. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Stay away from the communists. Buy your gold and silver. Enjoy your weekend. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day. www.teaserking.com. Please look at my site. You get my email if you want to ask questions or comments. We will go from there. All right. You take care, everybody. Have a good weekend.